My independent project is called Sketchbooks as a Pedagogical Tool, Fostering Creativity in the Classroom. As an introduction, my name is Kelsey Walker, and I'm currently in my second year as a pre K through eighth grade art teacher. I'm teaching at a private Catholic school that is in the Tampa Bay area in Florida. And I am also finishing up my first year in the Masters of Art Education program at the University of Florida. In my paper, I explore the shift in creativity and the urge to draw and create freely at a young age, and how that want and need changes as a child gets older and enters the adolescent age. I present the idea for art educators to use the sketchbooks and visual journals as a tool to continue the growth and creativity in their students. Some of the roles as the sketchbook that can be used in the teacher's practice can be things like helping develop their technical skills, their drawing skills, just any kind of lesson that they are learning, they can continue to work on in the sketchbooks. It also is a place for students to explore just different medias, different art methods. They can make their own discoveries. It's kind of a place for them to just kind of play without the pressure of the teacher and standards. And like I said, it's a place to create freely. It also helps grow their communication skills, whether that's through the writing skills. Writing and creating art can sometimes go hand in hand when you're telling a story. And overall, it can help just develop their own personal style, and it helps them find their voice as an artist. And in turn, it helps them to create more meaningful art. For my artwork, I created this mini sketchbook just out of the cardboard from a pizza box and some paper. And I just kind of glued everything together and then taped and bound the spine. I made a little cover for it, and you can kind of see the inside of it is just the little pizza box. And in my sketchbook, it was kind of a little bit of a visual journal as well. I kind of just used different medias. I made a little weaving project out of an old Sanatype. I did some layering of highlighters that created this kind of color mixing effect. I just kind of sketched some of my surroundings. I did this project with my fourth graders, this kind of 1 point perspective bedroom. So I kind of sketched that in my book as well. And then I have just some little collections of things that I collected over the activities I've been doing, some receipts, some thank you notes, just kind of fun little things like that. And then I also did a little bit of exploring with some watercolors, with ink drawings. Again, in the middle, I have some ink drawings. I'm kind of practicing creating a lino cut like thank you card. So I've kind of started sketching out different um, type and letters for that. And then I also have these little stamps that in my seventh graders were making some little eraser lino cuts. So we've kind of used some of those to just make a little fun picture in there and just to test them out with some little inks. So a sketchbook is a great tool as for an art teacher because it can be used in all grade levels. I use them with my first graders and I also use them with my middle schoolers, and there is a big difference between the two. But it's a great tool for when you have limited time, and it can help the students build their skills. If they finish early, they can use their sketchbooks to kind of keep going with what we were learning that day. It helps brainstorm ideas for different projects and lessons, especially if you don't see them often, or you see them once a week. They can kind of go back in their sketchbook and see what they were writing down, what some ideas they had for a project. And it also just helps keep this record of a student's progress for the educators to go back and see maybe what they can improve in their practice, what they can change. And again, it helps the students just find that personal voice, and it really encourages them to kind of communicate their ideas more freely and just to kind of create some meaningful artwork. And that is all. Thank you.